Hexham, Hick, Lamb in for Robin Smith. In case you've just joined us, Robin Smith, injured, is back in fielding practice yesterday. So unchanged from the side that won their last game. It's now looking very sad. Hudson, Kirsten, Caper, Rhodes, Vessels, or I would imagine Vessels will be opening with Hudson. We'll see in a moment or two. Cronje, Snell, McMillan, Richardson, Pringle, and then White Lightning himself, Alan Donald.
They'll be hoping for good news today. This is the first ball of the second semi-final. And straight away, bang on target. A quick delivery there from Alan Donald. There with Ian Botham. This is Donald. Quick delivery. Flies off the outside edge. And back comes the ball from third man. So the Englishmen are off the mark. In the air and wide there. If that had been a third slip, he would have taken a catch. However, a good delivery, and I can tell you that both of them didn't know much about it. It went flying off the outside of his bat so fast that the third man couldn't cut it off.
He never went after this bathing. He hung the bat out to dry a long way from his body at boundary edge, and it flew quickly. Despite the rain, the outfield lightning fast. It was always going to be for the third man a fraction square.
And well taken, Dave Richardson. But wide signalled. I tell you what, it could very well have been 4 wides. Way outside off stump, and it's umpire Brian Aldridge's turn now. So the umpire's indicating that they're not going to take any nonsense. No. Straight to the fielder. Sounds like another no ball called. So Pringle really having all sorts of trouble. Vessels has bowed his head at first slip. Good shot, straight down the ground. That's what he's there for. To turn it on, and into the fence it goes. So both of them send out to get on with it. Those Union Jacks are waving. England off to a flyer. No wicket for 18. Oh, a ball being appealed there for caught behind. He's given him out. He's given him out. That didn't look back. Gooch is on his way. Well, he might have bowled a few wides, but I tell you what, he's not a bad bowler. That is a quick delivery, nip back, didn't hit the inside edge. Gooch didn't look very happy. The South Africans have struck.
Oh, did it hit the inside edge? That's the question. Seemed to hit him on the pad on the way through, or the thigh. Seemed to miss the bat by a long way. Big shout from Rick, kept excitement from the South Africans. That's fair enough, but I think that might have been a rough decision. It's 1 for 20. Delivery, and it was a fraction late. That's the one of Gooch. Hit him on the leg on the way through.
Good shot. Nicely played by Stewart. Good placement. Might have been on down towards the Doug Walton stand area where all the Englishmen are. And 7 runs off the over. In the air and over the top. Well, if you really have a go at them, it hits the edge. The chances are it's going to go for 4, especially if there's a bit of bounce in the wicket. That's exactly what happened here. Not a bad delivery at all.
McMillan's got a good pair of hands. The second slip, he was up, but it was over the top. There was plenty of bat on it. He really went for the big cover drive. It's just a fraction wide. Millen there making a big effort, but it raced away for 4.
And he's gone. Meyrick Pringle has troubled Ian Botham, beaten him a couple of times outside off stump, and finally he's been rewarded.
Meyrick Pringle has really settled down after some wayward deliveries early on in his spell. And he's had Botham and Alex Stewart in trouble, and here he just gets one to nip back, and Botham on the cut drags it on, just clips off stump, and Meyrick Pringle very excited about that. England in a little bit of trouble now, having lost 2 wickets, 2 for 39.
Oh, that's got to be pretty close. Umpire Aldridge isn't over keen on giving LBWs. Kepler Vessels nearly had a heart attack there at first slip. He thought he had the third one.
This Kepler Vessels shaking his head, he can't believe it. And it might have just been going down leg side there, but it's caught him right on the crease from stump vision, and it looks as if it's going to hit the camera right between the eyes.
Edged and taken by Kepler Vessels, but no ball is called. So he's having a charmed life, Graeme Hick.
Meyrick Pringle will want to shoot himself here. He's got Graeme Hick in trouble once again. He just gets the ball to leave him, and great delivery straight to Kepler Wessels, but the umpire's called no ball. And that doesn't impress a bowler, but it's his own fault.
It's nicely played into the pitch and bounced straight over Jonty Rhodes' head. Oh, and that's a dangerous slide from Hansi Cronje. Slid over the top of the ball and then whacked into the gutter. There's a little cement gutter there. Same shot, same result. 50 up for England in the 11th over. Graeme Hick starting to really hit his stride now. Those couple of boundaries in the last over would have done a lot for his confidence.
Oh, that's a very good shot. He really hit that beautifully. There's a lot of protection down behind point, but they could do nothing about that one. So Snell continues to be expensive. And he's carted that away. It's gone all the way to the boundary. So England really travelling on very quickly here. And that's beautifully struck again. Alex Short now really finding the middle of the bat. There's no way that Cronje is going to stop that.
This was beautifully timed from Alex Stewart.
But we're now into the 15th over. And what an unusual stroke to get a boundary. Off the under edge, bouncing over the keeper's head.
Graeme Hick hit this very hard into the turf, just behind the stumps there. On this occasion, Richard Snell a little bit unlucky. This ball's gone for 4. Dave Richardson, the keeper.
Well, he's got this one through as well. Snell really being too short and too wide. And that's been his problem. And the problem certainly now for Kepler Wessels, whether he will continue with him. Way off target with the return. Not that it would have got the dismissal. Hick seemed to have had it in control. Well, that's well struck. It was fractionally short, and it just drops inside the boundary. That's a big shot. We looked at one stage as if it would carry all the way.
He handled it pretty well.
That's beautiful straight. Peeled away out on the extra cover boundary. Hudson. 100 up for England.
World Cup.
It's a very good shot. Stewart had already played a magnificent stroke of Macmillan pulling away to the mid-wicket boundary. It's 2 for 110. Got him. Brilliantly done. David Richardson diving away to his right. That's a super catch. Macmillan has broken through. Stewart goes. And South Africa badly needed that wicket.
He impresses me, David Richardson. Very good pair of hands. He's done some excellent work in this competition. Nothing any better than that. That was a very good catch and coming just at the right time for South Africa. Alex Stewart is gone. It's 3 for 110.
Italian with them, with their bowling not being quite as accurate as it might be.
What happens in the big time, and that's a magnificent shot. Played away beautifully off his toes. Hick flicking that one to backward square leg. Right into the gap for 4.
Doesn't come back.
That's his 50. A little fumble there. Graeme Hick takes a big sigh there, and out of their seats go the Englishmen. The Union Jacks are aloft. England are going to take some beating here tonight.
Yes, Graeme.
Back to the second. Good running. Oh, well bowled. An appeal for LBW. A deflection from the wicketkeeper and back for two-leg buys, I'd say. Yes, umpire Randall signalling the leg buys. Interesting to see where that pitched. Probably just outside leg stump.
Yes, umpire Randall here giving Fairbrother the benefit of the doubt. Just pitching outside leg stump and...
Got that way square. That'll be 4. Good shot. Not a very good delivery, mind you. Cannot afford to bowl short, especially on a wicket like this one. Hick there helping that one away down to square leg. Oops, and that one's squirted away really down towards third man. Don't get too easily there.
It's falling just inside the boundary. Got hold of it well enough. Got it clear of the field. Got it over mid-on. And straight enough that deep mid-wicket couldn't get around. That's beautifully hit. That was 4 from the time it left the bat. There's a third man. He had absolutely no chance of getting around for it.
But there was that lovely touch of class about his play, and no better example than that stroke away through extra cover.
We saw some shots yesterday from the young Pakistani Enzamam ul-Haq over in Auckland at Eden Park. But none were better than that. That certainly has been the shot of the day so far. Here's a question now as to whether England will have all 50 overs which they were allotted at the start of their innings. There's still another 14 overs to go after this one, and just about 3/4 of an hour left. Just a couple of overs. Hick and Fairbrother having a look at the scoreboard, and I think they do realise that they only have about 45 minutes left now.
And for one of them, it's even less than that. Neil Fairbrother, the man to go. Pringle deserved that as much as any bowler could deserve anything. It's been a very good exhibition of bowling in what has been something of a run glut for England. 4 for 183.
Coming back between a very large gate for the left-hander. He's brought the ball back into him earlier and absolutely sliced him in half. Now he just about sliced the stump in half. So 4 for 183. Fairbrother gone for 28.
Can't do much about that.
It's just about the perfect one-day shot. Richie says you just can't do anything about it. Keeper dived despairingly. Arms went up in the air and shoulders drooped. Scoring one-day internationals. But not anymore. John D. Rhodes in the way, and anything close to him is going to be hauled down as he pulled that one down two-handed, and Graeme Hick goes for 83. Tremendous innings by him. And I suppose Australians, even though they're not involved in this conflict, will point to the fact that the score is 187.
Isn't he a great fielder? He's done some wonderful things, including that run out of Inzamam up in Brisbane. That was a super catch. Hick out for 83, a standing ovation for the England batsman, 5 for 187.
Oh, that's beautifully played. That's a lovely on drive. One of the most pleasing shots in cricket, and played pleasingly by Chris Lewis for 4. It's 5 for 194.
Half an hour to go.
Well, he certainly has put the bat to that one with good effect. I don't suppose you could say it was as orthodox a shot as his on drive for 4 in the previous over, but it gained him the same number of runs.
You'd have thought John Major would have got a better seat than that. It's a great shot. Lamb hitting the fence on the 4 over cover. That's Alan Lamb at his best.
This is exactly Alan Lamb at his best. He's hit this shot over extra cover with tremendous power, giving himself a bit of room, but he's timed this ball very, very sweetly. It's gone flat and hard and cannoned off the inside of the fence there. This is where Lamb's at his most dangerous.
It's gone, bottom edge. That's the break that South Africa needed, going for the square cut. It was wide enough to hit. Lamb getting a pickish bottom edge and the wicketkeeper doing the rest.
Well, it was almost wide enough if Alan Lamb had missed it for the umpire to call wide, but he's just got a little bottom edge on that. Very unfortunate for Alan Lamb, just as he was starting to get into his stride there. And Alan Donald strikes with his first ball back. Dave Richardson again, no problem taking the catch. Alan Lamb goes for 19. England are 6 for 221.
It's a good hit. Finds the gap. 4 runs.
Dermot Reeve is a very good improviser with the cricket bat.
46 overs in South Africa. England 6 for 234. A good batting performance by England. Donald. Chipped away nicely through the gap. That's going to go all the way. Dermot Reeve doing a great job for England.
Dermot Reeve's timed this one very well also.
Got him away again. No ball as well. Great play by Dermot Reeve. He ran all the way out to the centre of the Sydney cricket ground. He knew time was going quickly for England. He's playing superbly.
Dermot Reeve did very well to get so much bat on this. Alan Donald dropped it in short, and as we know, he's by no means a slow bowler. Dermot Reeve had actually advanced on him. And again, he finds the gap, this time over mid-wicket.
Deep square leg, that's
two fours of successive balls.
Well be the last over. It's taken so long to bowl with runs flowing. It's gone again. That could be 6. That's a big long hit. Just bounces over the fence. Great over for England.
This is fabulous stuff for England. Dermot Reeve obviously had a very good look at Alan Donald in the nets at Warwickshire. And shake, rattle and roll there, enjoying every moment of this. It's another great shot from Dermot Reeve. Keeps his eye on the ball and watches it disappear like a long 3-iron.
Almost hit on the Sydney cricket ground too. It was only going over. It just bounced just in front of the fence and over into the crowd. It's a great pitch. It's gone crash through mid-off. He mightn't get this. The first one's coming around. Yes, he will. Dermot Reeve timing the ball superbly. It's the bottom edge. Make it 2 more surely. Brings up the 250 for England. Superb batting exhibition here at the Sydney cricket ground. Donald, who's certainly taking his time going back to his mark. They've slowed the game down, South Africa. Prepared to sacrifice the opportunity of batting 50 overs themselves. Clubs it down to 1-1, so 1 ball remaining. Still 6:09. Donald will walk slowly back to his mark. 17 runs off this over so far.
To see was another 17-18 runs coming from the next over.
And that's a rule that has to be changed for the next World Cup. You can't have a side only receiving 46 overs in a lot of time. 45 overs, in fact. Club that down to 1-on. Just a single. Look at the umpire, 6 for 252. And the players coming off the ground after 45 overs. That's a disappointing aspect. They only received 45 overs, but England have done very well. 6 for 252.
Well, whatever the situation with the overs, England will be very happy with that total. 252 gives them a very good chance of making that final on Wednesday. It's now a very...
England scorecard, 252 for 6. Hick leading the way with 83. Abel is supported by Stewart with 33. Fairbrother with 28. And then Lamb, Lewis and Dermot Reeve, the toast of all Birmingham edge patrols. South Africa need to score 253. It is Kepler Vessels. 253 of 45 overs. So then, 45 overs as Botham opens the bowling.
And they're on their way with 2 runs to Vessels. delivery from Lewis. And put away for 4. On the lights. And those lights certainly are giving Kepler Vessels enough for him to plant that one down to mid-wickets. Short ball from Ian Botham. He's got it past the Proteas. So this is a very good start for South Africa, and England will be shaken by this. The Englishmen are very keen. They're not getting any joy from umpire Aldridge this evening. Called a couple of wides in the last over, which shocked them.
Ball just moving a little bit off the seam, and I think that would have worried umpire Aldridge.
He's gone. That's the wicket that England wanted. Chris Lewis at backward point. Straight to him. Couple of Vessels heading towards the umpire. I think he's left something in his safekeeping. No, what's happened is that he's going to stay out there because Peter Kirsten is going to come in, and Kepler Vessels is going to run for him. So he's going to stand over at square leg. So even though he's out, he's still in, if you get what I mean. So he's out for 17, it's 1 for 26. Oh, that's a great shot. My goodness, he just leaned on that. Magnificently played. Oh, that's crunched off the back foot this time. 4 more, so Lewis proving very expensive here, 1 for 38. Outside edge and a desperate dive by Gadi Small. But he can't make it. Lovely sight of the lights at Darling Harbour. And the lovely straight drive down the ground. We certainly have seen a lot of magnificent stroke play here this evening. South Africa travelling on to 1 for 49.
What a delivery. What a blow for England. The Proteas, who's been their best bowler, not just here tonight, but in other games, has removed the danger man for South Africa. The big scorer in this World Cup, Peter Kirsten.
There's De Freitas. He's beaten Kirsten that over on a couple of occasions, and there he just gets it to pitch middle and hit off. What a fantastic delivery. South Africa 2 for 61.
Field down, third man is Gladstone's ball. Close. So, a second run to take on a fellow with a good arm, and it's not going to please either Gooch or De Freitas, or Small, I suppose.
This Gladstone Small's got a good arm here, and it's just a touch too high. Otherwise, he was really struggling.
Great shot. Great effort by Lewis at point as well. Diving away to his right, didn't make contact. It was a superb try.
This is absolutely unbelievable. Lewis, the ground that he makes across in the air to try and get his hand to it. Well, have a look at this now. Lewis fielding just backward of point, absolutely fully outstretched there. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Very close. That's got to be close. Yes, he's out. A beautiful piece of bowling. Forced him on the back foot. He went for the cut. It was the arm ball. And umpire Brian Aldridge doesn't give many LBs. He had a good hard look at that, and that's a superb piece of spin bowling.
Well, that was a lovely delivery. Just went on with the arm. It's just a little skiddy out there. And I don't think there's any doubt about this. Hit him on the back leg and right in front of middle stump. And I don't know now, Bill, whether we're still at the same match, but I think you've got a problem, son. England made 252, and they now 3 for 90.
This.
Boys hit that down the ground. Could this be out? Yes, it'll be caught. No, it's going to be a huge 6. No, it's not. It's hit the screen. So that's 4. Don't worry about getting that one, Graham Gooch. A little unlucky, mind you.
Well, he wasn't unlucky. He was lucky he hit the side screen because he would have gone over. I have to call 4 here. The umpires are conferring. Umpire Aldridge, probably new to Australian conditions. He will signal 4. You can't give the 6 that hits the side screen. It's inside the playing area. Well, this one's actually about 2 metres inside. 4 he signals. Correct decision. Boo, says the South African supporters, but that's the rule.
Yes, that's why I reckon he was unlucky. He just hit the bar up there, and it looked as if it was going to be 6, and bounced back, and Gooch went right after it as he saw it down there. He thought, I better get this back.
Sweeps nicely. So Adrian Caper brings up the 100 for 3. Oh, that's superb bowling. The red cutter really working for Philip de Freitas. He's really been the difference here.
That's down the ground. Catch it, they say. But it's hit too straight for that. Illingworth shouted as soon as it was struck, catch it, catch it. He hit that very well. That was just a short arm jab. But he rarely got hold of it.
Blaster Small just strayed slightly down the leg side here with his line.
He's gone over the top. So Adrian Caper beginning to open out his shoulders. 2 successive 4s.
This is more like the Adrian Caper we heard the stories of.
And he's gone again. So 3 successive 4s to finish off the over from Adrian Caper in South Africa now. 3 for 128, a big over for them. There's an appeal for it. Umpire Aldridge is just going across to make the signal. But the only thing he raises is his leg, not his finger.
It's an interesting shout from Richard Illingworth and Alex Stewart. Adrian Caper got his leg a long way across in order to make room to try and get the ball round the leg side. But it needed the ball just to turn a little bit more, to straighten just a little bit more in order to get that decision.
He's gone with him. So Caper has gone, and that's a big wicket for England because Caper looked very threatening indeed.
Well, that's well bowled, Richard Illingworth. He kept his head while Adrian Caper lost his. It was a wild, wild swing from Adrian Caper. He was aiming a long, long way back into the stands. The head comes up, the bails come off, and England are right back in this game again.
So Caper 36 from 44 deliveries, 4 for 131 South Africa. 28 in the competition. But he's hit that pretty well. He's gone over the top, and he started off with a boundary. And South Africa are 4 for 135 after 27 overs. That's well struck and well placed. It's gone for 4.
That's a long boundary down to square leg there.
And well behind the stumps as well. There's a little mix-up here, but he'll make it. They're both pretty quick.
From the Province team in South Africa. Johnny Rhodes, younger, perhaps a little more impetuous. And that may be a wide.
Scored off. Well taken. No, it wasn't. Fumbled. Just for a second, it looked as if he got it. Will they come back to the second? Yes, they will. Good running. So that's then made up for the one they didn't score off. Just one ball to go.
Nancy Cronje needs a boundary. Burton needs a dot ball. Doesn't quite get it.
Coming back for the second. That's good running. Both of them not very happy with Lamb. They go out together for dinner quite often at night, but conceding 2 is not exactly what both of them wanted there.
That was absolutely brilliant from Jonty Rhodes. And it's 4 for 175.
So far have gone for 27. And that's gone straight down to square leg. It's going to be out. It's well held, not a problem at all. Graeme Hick, very, very safe hands indeed. Great big buckets of hands down at square leg. Gladstone Small has earned this wicket, and it's Hansi Cronje. Caught Hick, bowled Small.
Good evening, David. And this is quite a time to be coming into the position where Hansi Cronje is trying to get the boundary here, and he's hit it straight to Graeme Hick. It is a crucial wicket for England and for South Africa. Score 5 for 176.
Oh, and a chance there for Alex Stewart. In the end, he's done very well to dive and stop it. Not quite sure if that came off bat or pad. Looks very much like bat, though.
Yes, that looked like an edge off the bat. McMillan just flicking it away, and Alex Stewart really getting across down to the leg side.
And again sliced away by Jonty Rhodes. This will be 2 more. Again, Richard Illingworth comes round from deep point. 38 overs gone. South Africa are 5 for 190. He's hit that well. Philip de Proteas is the man after it. He's got a long way to carry down there. And finally, South Africa have reached the boundary. The change of bat certainly working for Jonty Rhodes there, and it takes South Africa on to 5 for 199. Ian Botham completes his spell at the Paddington end. Maybe 1 more. Tucked off the hip. Leg by, signalled by umpire Stephen Randell. It doesn't matter where he is this time, because this has gone for 4. Jonty Rhodes has given himself space again. He's split the gap again.
This is what Reid was doing at the end of the England innings.
And Small gave the batsman room to work with there. And Jonty Rhodes took full advantage. You can see the fire in his eyes now. There's no better time to come good. Again he's gone for this time. Lewis is underneath. He's going to catch it. Chris Lewis very, very cool under pressure at deep point. He'd been moved out there 2 balls previously by Graham Gooch. And this time, Jonty Rhodes failing to find the gap. He's caught Lewis. He's gone for 43.
Jonty Rhodes just clipped the ball before. Magnificent shot through backward point. Here he attempts the same shot again. Hits it a little bit too square. And there's Lewis. Very cool customer there. Catches it easily. And so casual. 6 for 206.
Their brother covering a bit of territory. He's now going to mid-off to within about 15 metres of the boundary. Gooch goes to mid-on inside the circle.
Still long off. Milne's going to come back to the second. Fairbrother again. Throws wide. He's safe behind. Excellent running. South Africa still in this match. 6 for 221. Richardson cuts it. Could be 4. Superb stroke. Beats the man at point. That's what was needed. Peter Kirsten, who's been a star for South Africa there on the right, jumps to his feet. Wicketkeeper Richardson doing the job. That's a good hit. That's going to be 4-2. Here comes Fairbrother coming around. He won't get it. Yes, he does. Superb save. 2 runs. Wow, great outfielding by Fairbrother there. He was desperate. Kept the red vessels jumping up to his feet. What a final.
Richardson picking the slower ball there from Lewis. And he's keeping his head. He's got a couple of spots picked out where he's going to loft the ball. Really is playing this pretty well, Richardson.
There's no long on. Time he goes down the wicket and misfielded by the brilliant Lewis. The pressure showing here. In comes Lamb to give him some encouragement. This is the 43rd over. It's a 45-over match. It's starting to rain as well. Everything's happening at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
It's just the last thing we need is rain, and it's probably not going to help bowlers. The last thing they want is slippery ball, the odd wide. They don't want to give South Africa any extra deliveries, and also the outfielders making throws. It'll be tough.
No one hits it straight. Ball brother coming around. 2 more. Super over for South Africa. 10 runs off the over so far. Staying the rain quite steadily here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Peter Kirsten, veteran. Gooch.
Problems in the crowd there. The bloke couldn't see because the fellow had put the brolly up in front of him. And now Gooch is walking in to have a chat with umpire Aldridge. And now the umpires are going to have a chat. And England are in front at the moment. As far as a reduced match, if we do, for instance, if we didn't get any more play.
He wants to play or not. Over they come. Gooch there, experienced cricketer. It's getting very, very steady here at the Sydney Cricket Ground, the rain. What a tense moment for both sides.
All this talking, they could be doing an awful lot of playing.
Well, there's Peter Kirsten. England will want to come off for sure. They've only got 5 overs, and they're coming off. A crowd will roar here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. It's certainly quite steady. A very difficult situation for the umpires. It's getting heavier by the second. The covers will come out, and this may be the end for South Africa in the second semi-final.
That's when Richardson is just going back to check with Brian Aldridge.
Australia.
And you've got to divide, well, what's that about? 23 and 7.
Right, so it's around about 250 is the target,
Yeah,
or have they given you the...
We were 250 and 6, remember?
Yeah.
And there's 7 balls left in any event. That's what they said. 1 ball, 1 over and 1 ball left.
Right, and that's because of time lost.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Is why the umpires have knocked this target off, because it looks like they're going to restart by 7 minutes past the hour. You can see the clock down there in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. 03. Chappell saying, let's go out there and join them again.
He said that the umpires have come back to him, and they've changed it to say that there is only 1 ball remaining. Although the official announcement was made just a moment ago that there are 7 balls remaining. So everyone seems to be a bit confused at the moment. But Alan Jordan is saying, well, not much point in them going out there. But as far as we know, it's only 1 ball.
Yeah,
Alan Jordan has just signalled to me 1 ball remaining.
Right, well, it's McMillan and Richardson.
Well, that's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? 1 ball remaining. They've got to score 22 runs, and hopefully Chris Lewis won't bowl wides or no balls from an England point of view. So Brian McMillan and Dave Richardson are making their way out into the middle, knowing that they can't win it. And I would imagine that the South Africans are mighty peeved. Sid.
Well, I mean, what can you say, really? I mean, it's just a shame that the game has to, such a great game has to end like this. And the authorities, they've got to really look at the rules completely all over again. It's just, you know, I think it's just a shame, really.
Cricket after an absence of 20-odd years. They go down a very controversial final few minutes. There's Gooch. Disappointing end, really, to a great match.
Well, yes, but England just had the edge through most of the match. Tell you one thing, that valuable contribution of Dermot Reeve at the end of England innings will be seen in its true worth now. Pitched that innings to 45 overs. And what I think we ought to do at this stage is actually get on with the game. There's going to be one disappointed side, one very happy side. And the scoreboard finally confirming what we've thought to be true for some time now. South Africa need 22 runs off this 1 ball. Somehow, I don't think that's possible.
Now, it's a disappointing end to a great semi-final, but that's the rules. The umpires can only abide by the rules for the World Cup. Disappointed Mike Proctor and Peter Kirsten. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say, and the England supporters will be delighted, but the disappointing end to a wonderful semi-final. In comes Chris Lewis to bowl the final delivery. It's pushed away to mid-wicket. You can see that all the players are disappointed with that end. The crowd will roar here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. So at the end, it's England and a disappointing finish to a wonderful match. Disappointed Brian McMillan, kept the vessels, the manager Ray Jordan there. The South Africans have played very well, but at the end, the weather beat them. And a very good defending performance also by England with the ball.
Well, literally a very damp ending to this game. There have been some very good cricket play through this match. South Africa started well with a couple of wickets. England got off to a flying start. Both innings, in fact, the run rates at the start of both innings quite high. But both sides have fought very hard here tonight, and the handshakes will go on for some time. The South Africans have had a fantastic tournament. They've been welcomed back into world cricket for this tournament. They've shown just what talent they do produce in South Africa. Kepler Wessels, their captain, is a sad man tonight, but he's going to be proud of their efforts over the tournament.
English supporters on the hill, they've come here in their thousands to support England. England have played very well in this competition with New Zealand. They headed the competition. They were number 2 side after the preliminary rounds.